Today is 5th of September and we start on the 55th chapter of the Samyutta Nikaya, Sotapatti Samyutta. Sotapatti means stream entry. Sometimes stream entry refers to the first path, sometimes refers to the first fruit. But in the sutta, I think the 25th Samyutta we read, when you obtain the first path, it must turn within the same lifetime into the first fruit. Path must turn to fruit in the same lifetime. How long is not certain. 55.1 at Savatthi. There the Blessed One said, "Monks, although a wheel-turning monarch, having exercised supreme sovereign rulership over the four continents, with the breakup of the body after death, is reborn in a good destination, in a heavenly world, in the company of the Devas of the Tavatimsa heaven, and there in the Nandana grove, accompanied by a retinue of celestial nymphs, he enjoys himself supplied and endowed with the 5 chords of celestial sensual pleasure. Still, as he does not possess 4 things, he is not freed from hell, the animal realm, and the domain of ghosts, not freed from the plane of misery, the bad destinations, the nether world. Although monks, a noble disciple maintains himself by lumps of alms food, and wears rag robes. Still, as he possesses 4 things, he is freed from hell, the animal realm, and the domain of ghosts, freed from the plane of misery, the bad destinations, the nether world. What are the 4? Here, monks, the noble disciple possesses confirmed confidence in the Buddha thus. The Blessed One is an Arahant, Sammasambuddha, accomplished in true knowledge and conduct, fortunate, knower of the world, unsurpassed leader of persons to be tamed, teacher of devas and humans, the enlightened one, the Blessed One. He possesses confirmed confidence in the Dhamma thus. The Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One, directly visible, immediate, inviting one to come and see, applicable to be personally experienced by the wise. He possesses confirmed confidence in the Sangha thus. The Sangha of the Blessed One's disciples is practicing the good way, practicing the straight way, practicing the true way, practicing the proper way. That is, the 4 pairs of disciples, the 8 types of individuals. This Sangha of the Blessed One's disciples is worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, worthy of offerings, worthy of reverential salutation, the unsurpassed field of merit for the world. He possesses the virtues dear to the noble ones, unbroken, untorn, unblemished, unmortal, freeing, praised by the wise, ungrasped, leading to concentration. He possesses these 4 things. And monks, between the obtaining of sovereignty over the 4 continents and the obtaining of the 4 things, the obtaining of sovereignty over the 4 continents is not worth a 16th part of the obtaining of the 4 things. It's the end of the sutta. So here the Buddha says, even a wheel-turning monarch is a universal king. He is a king who is so good, he rules by Dhamma, that the whole world, the whole earth wants him to be the king. So he's the king of the whole earth. He has a that's supposed to be like the top of human life, the best human life you can have, the happiest human life, the most enjoyable human life is to be born as a wheel-turning monarch. It's like you have everything in the world. And after death, he is reborn in the Tavatimsa heaven, where he enjoys himself for a long time. But in spite of that, Buddha says, because he's still a putujana, an ordinary worldling. One day he will still be reborn in hell, in the animal realm, in the ghost realm. And how many times he's reborn in those places? As long as he's in samsara, he's still an ordinary worldling. He will continue to be born there. So for many, many lifetimes. But Aryan disciple of the Buddha, even though he begs for his food and wears broken rag robes, but if he possesses 4 things, he'll never be born into the woeful plains. And these 4 things, here is his confirmed confidence. You can also call it unshakable faith. Unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and Aryan Sila, Aryan moral conduct. Aryan moral conduct, Aryan Sila or Aryan virtue comprises the 3 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path. That is, right speech, right action and right livelihood. And if you investigate these, it actually means 7 precepts. 4 verbal precepts and 3 bodily precepts. So these 4 things are called the factors of stream entry, also called the characteristics of a Sotapanna, first fruit Arya. Later we'll see first path Arya does not possess this unshakable faith. Later we'll see. So at the end, the Buddha says, even if you become universal monarch, rule over the whole earth, it is nothing compared to obtaining the 4 factors of stream entry or stream winning. Stream winning is much, much more worthwhile, more valuable. The next sutta is 55.2. The Buddha said, monks, a noble disciple who possesses 4 things is a stream enterer, Sotapanna, no longer bound to the nether world, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as his destination. What for? Here, monks, a noble disciple possesses confirmed confidence or unshakable faith in the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha. He possesses the virtues dear to the noble ones, Aryans, unbroken, unblemished, leading to concentration. A noble disciple, monks, who possesses these 4 things is a stream enterer, no longer bound to the nether world, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as his destination. This is what the Blessed One said. Having said this, the Fortunate One, the teacher, further said, those who possess faith and virtue, confidence and vision of the Dhamma, in time arrived at the happiness grounded upon the holy life. That's the end of the sutta. So, here it says that the person who possesses these 4 factors is considered a stream enterer, a Sotapanna, and he will never be reborn in the woeful plains, and he's fixed in destiny with enlightenment as his destination. Somewhere else it is said that he has a maximum of 7 more rebirths. 55.3. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Rajagaha in the bamboo grove, the squirrel sanctuary. Now on that occasion, the lay follower Digavu was sick, afflicted, gravely ill. Then the lay follower Digavu addressed his father, the householder Jotika, thus, come, householder, approach the Blessed One, pay homage to him in my name, with your head at his feet, and say to him, and say, Venerable Sir, the lay follower Digavu is sick, afflicted, gravely ill. He pays homage to the Blessed One, with his head at the Blessed One's feet. Then say, it would be good, Venerable Sir, if the Blessed One would come to the residence of the lay follower Digavu out of compassion. Yes, dear, the householder Jotika replied, and he approached the Blessed One and paid homage to him, sat down to one side and delivered his message. The Blessed One consented by silence. Then the Blessed One dressed, and taking bowl and robe, went to the residence of the lay follower Digavu. He then sat down in the appointed seat and said to the lay follower Digavu, I hope you are bearing up, Digavu. I hope you are getting better. I hope your painful feelings are subsiding and not increasing, and that their subsiding, not their increase, is to be discerned. And he said, Venerable Sir, I am not bearing up, I am not getting better. Strong, painful feelings are increasing in me, not subsiding, and their increase, not their subsiding, is to be discerned or seen. And the Buddha said, Therefore, Digavu, you should train yourself thus. I'll be one who possesses confirmed confidence in the Buddha thus. I'll be one who possesses confirmed confidence in the Dhamma, confirmed confidence in the Sangha. I'll be one who possesses the virtues dear to the noble ones, unbroken, unblemished, leading to concentration. It is in such a way that you should train yourself. And Digavu said, Venerable Sir, as to these 4 factors of stream entry that have been taught by the Blessed One, these things exist in me, and I live in conformity with those things. For Venerable Sir, I possess confirmed confidence in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, in the Sangha, and I possess the virtues dear to the noble ones, unbroken, leading to concentration. And the Buddha said, Therefore, Digavu, established upon these 4 factors of stream entry, you should develop further 6 things that partake of true knowledge. Here, Digavu, dwell contemplating impermanence in all conditioners, perceiving suffering in what is impermanent, perceiving non-self in what is suffering, perceiving abandonment, perceiving fading away, perceiving cessation. It is in such a way that you should train yourself. Stop here for a moment. So here the Buddha says that since you are already Sotapanna, you should develop 6 other things that will lead to true knowledge. Dwell contemplating impermanence in all conditioners. This word conditioners is sankhara. All things in the world are conditioners as well as conditioned things. Anything that conditions something else is called a conditioner. But since it is, and say, for example, A, because A has come into being, because of A, B comes into being. So A is a conditioner of B. Then after B has come into existence, B will condition C to arise. So B is conditioned by A, and B is the conditioner of C. So all things in the world are like that. Conditioned as well as conditioners. So the Buddha says, dwell contemplating impermanence in all things in the world, and see suffering in what is impermanent, and perceive non-self in what is suffering. This perceive non-self in what is suffering is, the Buddha always says, like the body, is the body permanent or impermanent? Then the disciple says impermanent, and the Buddha says, is what is impermanent? Suffering or happiness? And then he says, what is impermanent is suffering. Then the Buddha says, what is impermanent? Suffering, subject to change. It's not I, it's not mine, it's not myself. In other words, this body and mind and all these things, they give a lot of suffering. So why do you continue to take it as yourself? If you take it to be yourself, then you will suffer. But if you let go, don't consider it as yourself, the body is just the body, then you don't consider the self is suffering. Even when the body dies, it's the body that dies, it's not I that dies. So the Buddha uses this kind of logical thinking to make us let go.